This conference
In the
will now be recorded.
in the previous class, we have discussed about introduction to automation testing. We have seen what is manual testing, what are the challenges in manual testing, what is automation testing, what are the advantages of Selenium tool, what is Selenium WebDriver, disadvantages of Selenium WebDriver. From today onwards, we'll be starting this Python programming. As a part of this, you'll get dedicated material. So no need to write anything, just try to listen the class. Please have some patience. There are some people who already know this. Yes, please have some patience. Introduction to Python. So if you can see, before going to work with any language, first thing we need to do is we need to know the history of any programming language, whether it will be Python, Java, C Sharp, Ruby, or any another programming language. We'll see the introduction right now. Python is a high level general purpose programming language. General purpose programming language. When I am saying high level, users can easily understand high level programming languages. You can write your code in high level only, high level language. General purpose. When I am saying general purpose, it is used for all purposes, like for data analysis, big data, mobile applications development, web applications development. For all the purposes, for general purpose, I can say if it is used for multiple purposes, then that programming language is called as a general purpose programming language. Open source programming language. Open source language. You can see its code so that you can customize its code according to your requirements. Open source language, as well as platform independent. Very important feature of this Python. So if you can see in Java, you need Java virtual machine. Program which you write in Windows will not work in Linux right away, will not work in Mac. What you need to do internally, you need Java virtual machine to convert high level programming language to low level programming language, which is understood by the hardware. But this is not the case with Python. It is a platform independent. The program which you write in Windows, which you write in Mac, which you write in Linux, which you write in Unix will work as it is. You no need any virtual machines. You write the program in Windows, take the same program, execute that program in Mac, take the same program, execute in different platforms. So it makes this unique feature makes Python a platform independent language. One of the most important and very known feature is simpler than other programming languages. Very important feature of this Python, simpler than other programming languages. Let me show you one example so that you can understand. So this is what some website which I have taken for practice purpose. By the end of the day, you will not practice in this particular web applications. Try to bear with me for some time. So this is a C compiler. This is C++. This is Java. This is Python compiler. Let me come for C compiler. You can see if I want to print a single statement like hello world, what you need to do? You need to include standard input and output library. You need to describe this main block. Inside main block, you need to write another statement like printf. You need to have a return, whether this main block may return, may not return, but I have used this return statement. For printing this single line hello world, what you are doing, you are trying to write this multiple lines of code. Similarly, come to this C++. The same thing which you are doing it here. C++ is an enhanced version of C. So for printing this hello world also, you need to define multiple lines. Coming to Java, for everything, if you want to work with Java, definitely you need to create a class. Without creating a class, you will not be going to work with Java. Yes, for printing this hello world, you can see it here. I have written multiple lines here to achieve a single operation for printing. For printing only, if I require this multiple lines, as you see in C, C++ as Java compiler, but this is not the case with Python. For printing hello world, you can see you are only having one statement, print of hello world. When you execute this, it is printing hello world. Let me come and execute this Java. Yes, it is also printing the same thing, hello world, but if you want to achieve this, you need to write multiple lines of code. Similarly, this is the case with C++. You can see it here. For printing this hello world, you are writing this multiple lines of code. Similarly, for C as well. If you compare C, C++, Java, and Python, Python is very simpler and very easy than other programming languages. So it is one of the important feature and most favorite feature in Python. Most of the people like because of its simplicity. For achieving, you need less lines of code than in C, C++, and Java. Now, we have seen these are the important features of Python programming language. Fine. Everything which is invented or implemented will have some history from where it has originated. Let us try to know what is the history of this Python programming language. We need to know history. You will not get any interview questions on history, but you need to know from where it has origin. Most of the people will think Java is the earlier language than Python. It is absolutely wrong. Python is a very, at the very beginning, before Java, Python has implemented. Where it has implemented at CWI Labs. When I am saying CWI Labs, these are situated in Netherlands. So to know the full name, so let me write it here. Centrum, just writing it here. Centrum Visconde and Informatica. This is what the lab. Inside this particular lab, Guido van Rossum. This lab is situated in Netherlands. So Guido van Rossum has implemented this Python programming language. Guido van Rossum. Very beginning in 1989. So during 1989, this Python has been implemented in CWI Labs at Netherlands by Guido van Rossum. Now, from where this Python name has been taken? Guido van Rossum is full interested in or full big fan of one of the big TV show. So if you can see what is that TV show, big TV show. I'm just writing it here, big TV show. So the TV show name is Monty. Try to know this history. So I'm just making you understand Python's Flying Circus. This is what the TV show name. So with the help of this TV show name, so what he done, see he want a unique, short as well as slightly mysterious name. So that name should not be found elsewhere. So for that he has taken Python from this big TV show. So from where this Python name has been emerged. Because of this TV show, we have got this Python as a name for this programming language. So during 1991, he has released a lab version which is nothing but 0.9.2. So this is what the beginning version after it was invented during 1989. Now we have another version in 1994. So in 1994 he released another version with Python labeled as 1.0. So in this particular version one of the most important features in functions. So most of you people have already laid on this lambda function, which we'll be discussing whenever we are discussing these functions, as well as map function, filter function, and reduce functions are implemented in Python 1.0. Now, in 2008, Python 3.0 has been released into the market. See, most of the features of Python are implemented from ABC language. So this was the language during 1989, as well as and modular 3 language. Modular 3 language. So by combining the features of these two languages, Guido van Rossum in 1989 has implemented this Python programming language. So this is what the basic information which we need to know before working on any programming language. So this is what the introduction, this is what the history, right? Absolutely fine. Now, to work with Python, this is a programming language where you can install Python. So if you come here, search for Python download. Go to Google Chrome or Edge browser, search for Python download, and just searching for Python download. You can see this is what the website, just click on that. Upon clicking that particular link, you will land onto this page. You can see right now in the market, you are having 3.12.3. This is what the latest version. What you need to do, you can just click on download on this particular file, download Python 3.12.3. So once you click on download, you will see an exe file which is downloaded in the downloads folder or the folder which you have specified. So this is what the thing. So I'm double clicking on this. I have already installed this Python programming language in my local. So what you need to do, you need to repeat the steps. You need to go to Google Chrome or Edge browser, search for Python download, download the Python from the official website. That's what we have done. So after downloading, double click on this. This is the very simple thing which I have clearly mentioned in the material with the steps. No need to worry. So right now I am already having this. What I will do, you don't do this, since if you have already installed in your local, you will get this window pop up. Otherwise, you will not get this window. You will have some another separate window which I have specified in the material. Don't worry. I'm just clicking on that. So I'm just clicking on next. So you can see it here. This is what the location where I am installing this Python. But if you don't specify location, you will have some custom location. So if you can see, the default location is, so this is what I am just mentioning. During installation, if you don't specify the path here, if you want to install this Python in the default location, so if you can see here, every computer, every laptop will be having C drive. Inside yours users, you are having that particular username. So inside this, I am having this admin as a username. Maybe in your case, you will be having Dell, or in your case, you will be having Priya, Belly, Sharavanan. Like this, you will have your names. Nothing but inside yours users, you are having this particular name. Inside names, you are having this app data. Let me show you that as well. So this is for the C drive. Inside C drive, I am having users. So inside users, I am having the name as Dell. But before I am having another system. So you will see instead of Dell, you will have admin here. So I'm just clicking on that. So if you can see, you will see the app data. You will see the app data here. So most of the people will not see the app data. The reason is it is a hidden folder. So if you can see here, let me unhide this. You can see now at the very beginning, when you open this users Dell, you will not see app data here. What you need to do to see that app data, you need to click on this hidden items, which is under view folder of this particular file manager. Once you click on this hide items, you can see app data is appeared here. Click on that. Click on this locale. So if you can see, come to this programs, you can see Python. So this is where the Python has been installed. This is where the default location. If you don't specify the location, this is what the default location which you will be installing this Python. All these steps, starting to end, I have mentioned in the material. Just go through the material so that you will not have any issue. I don't want to install this in this particular default location. I want to install in some another location. What I can do, I can just customize this location by just clicking on this browse button. You will do this because I already have in my local, so that you will not, I am not able to click on this. So I'm just clicking on cancel. So once you install Python in your local, what is the proof whether it is installed successfully or not? To check whether the Python is installed successfully or not, just come here, search for command prompt. We can see I'm just searching for command prompt. I'm clicking on open. So this is what the command prompt which you will be seeing. To check whether the Python is installed successfully or not, just enter Python. I'm just clicking on enter. You can see this is what the version which I have installed, Python 3.12.3, and this is somewhat the information. And you can see after this information you are having a 3 arrows, nothing but prompt. That means it is asking the input from the user. When you see this particular symbols, so these are nothing but prompts. What they do, they will ask the input from the user and they will execute upon clicking enter. You can see it here. So let me execute print off. This is the first program which I am just executing for your understanding. Don't worry. We'll execute the same in PyCharm. So what I will do, I will just print hello world. This is what I'm just printing. So you can see I'm just clicking on enter. Yes, hello world has been printed. This is one way. What you are doing here, to check whether whether Python is installed successfully or not, you are just opening the command prompt. After opening, entering this Python, clicking on enter. Once you click on enter, it is asking for a prompt along with the information. So one of the prompt which I have given the input is print of hello world. This is what just now printed. Now, along with Python, once you have installed Python, by default, you will get IDLE. IDLE. What this IDLE will do at the very beginning, suppose if you are a 6th class guy, 7th class guy, 8th class guy, or 10th class guy, you don't know what is PyCharm at that particular point of time. What is an IDE? What they do? How the development process will be doing? All this stuff we don't know. But as a very beginner, as a layman, if I want to practice, if I want to learn this Python programming language, by default, when you are installing this Python from the official website, you will also get this IDLE. IDLE is nothing but, I'm writing it here. Just try to be aware of what it does. IDLE, integrated development and learning environment. So this is what the purpose. So if you can see LE, learning environment. Who will learn at the very beginning? Basics. Like beginners will learn only at the very beginning. So this particular IDE, which is nothing but a shell. So Python shell, as like command prompt, you are only seeing this IDLE. So when you installed Python, this IDLE, which is nothing but a Python shell, is also installed by default. How you can open this particular IDLE at the very beginning? If you want to learn this Python, you will use this. But in general, when you are developing some complex applications, some complex programs, when you are writing this automation test script, you will not use this IDLE. You will use this IDE. IDE, nothing but integrated development and learning environment. Integrated development environment. This is not for learning, this is for developing. So environment, I'm just replacing that with environment. So by using this IDE, we will develop complex programs. By using this IDLE, it is only used for learning purposes. Other than that, it is not suitable for developing. So one of the most popular IDE is PyCharm. PyCharm is the most popular IDE for Python development, Python programming. We will use PyCharm. Yes, you have installed Python. By default, you will get IDLE. Let me come here. Let me search for IDLE. You can see it here. Once I search for IDLE, you can see this is nothing but a Python shell. As like in the command prompt, it is also showing the Python version information. Along with that, it is also asking for prompt. So you can see it here. I'm just executing it. So if you can see, I'm just using print statement, print of hello world, or let me take one random name from you people, like this is Mahesh. This is what the name which I'm just printing. So if you can see, I'm just clicking on enter. I'm just using this print statement. I'm printing a random statement, nothing but this is a Mahesh. So the same has been printed. So this is nothing but ideally, nothing but only for learning purposes. And there is one way what we have seen. So we have seen three ways. So if you can see here, so how many ways you can write your Python program. So let me note it here, very important. So as a beginner, so if you're working in a corporate company, you need to know how many ways you can achieve the same task. So ways to run Python code, this is what I'm just specifying it here. So first way is running the Python code by IDLE. When I'm saying IDLE, that's what we have just done. So we have opened this IDLE. So it has given me the prompt. So I have printed some random statement. So you can see that. So by IDLE, you can run. So similarly, what is the another way? Just now we have seen running the code by command prompt. Command prompt. Then what is the third way? You can run your Python code by notepad also. You will specify your code in the notepad. So let me open some C drive. I'm just opening it here. Let me create one dummy folder. So I'm creating it here, somewhat test folder. This is what the name of the folder which I'm just creating. So inside this particular folder, what I will do, I will just create one file. So if you can see here, text document, let me give the name as so first program. This is what the name which I'm just giving. Let me open this. So inside this, I will write multiple statements. So first I will use print of, this is my first program. This is what some random statement which I am just printing. Yes. So along with this, I will also do some basic arithmetic operation, nothing but addition. So x is equal to some 100. Suppose y is equal to some 200. This is what I am just specifying it here. What I need to do, I need to print addition of x and y. So if you can see here, this is what I'm just doing, print of x plus y. This is what I'm just doing. So print of x plus y. Now what I will do, I will save this particular file. Control yes, or you can just click on this file, just save as. So let me give the name like as first program dot py. This is what the name, and saving as all files. Save as type all files and clicking on save. You can see it here. The same file is now saved with first program.py extension. So that is the reason you are seeing it here, Python file as a type. Now I can execute the same program by specifying the thing in run Python code in Notepad. So this is what I'm specifying. So Notepad. So this is the third way. What I will do, I will just come here. I will open the command from here, CMD. You can see command prompt is already opened. Now, what I will do, I will issue this Python. Since we have saved the file with the name .py extension, nothing but Python file extension. So I need to give Python at the very beginning. What I will do, first. This is what the name of the program. First program.py. Inside this particular program, I am printing some random statement, along with that printing some arithmetic sum. So it will give the result as this is my first program. You can see it here, x plus y, 100 plus 200, 300 has been printed in the command prompt. So there are three ways. First way is you can run the code by using IDLE. You can run the same code by using command prompt. You can run Python code in the Notepad or Notepad++ as well. Notepad++. You will specify the code in Notepad or Notepad++. Anything which you feel comfort, you can work at the very beginning, not for development purposes. Very, very important. If you want to develop some complex applications, you need IDE. If you are a very beginner, at the very beginning, if you are a child or if you are a layman, if you don't know anything, you will practice through IDE, or if you will practice through command prompt, or you will specify some good program in the Notepad or Notepad++, you will execute the same code through this particular command, Python, that particular file name, as well as with .py extension. So these are the three ways how you can run your Python code.
This conference will now be recorded.
Now we have seen how we can run this Python code by these three different ways. Now what we will do, some more basic things which we will learn today. So these basic things we will try to apply in the coming concepts, coming classes. So before this, there is some more important things which I want to make you understand. At the end of the day, you will not develop your program in IDLE. Rather, you will use IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So for that, you need any IDE. So one of the most popular IDE is PyCharm. You can see it here. Now, what I need to do, as like you have downloaded this Python, you need to download this PyCharm as well. So where you can download this PyCharm? So come here, go to this browser. So search for this PyCharm. So click on this official website. So don't download this professional version. Only community version is required. Community version of PyCharm is required. Don't download this professional version. Professional version is not required. So if you are working in some multiple tasks at a time, you need this professional version. So right now, professional version is not required. Only community edition. Just to download this community edition. Scroll down in the official web page and you can see Python community, PyCharm community edition. Just download this. So you no need to pay anything as long as you use this community edition. So it is a free version. So you can only use for Python development. So some more enhancements like, you can develop this HTML lines, JavaScript code that is possible with the professional version. We don't want this professional version. We want only the community edition. So just click on download. So once you click on download, so you can see there are a lot of platforms, like whether it can be Windows, whether it can be Linux or anything. So accordingly, you just try to search for appropriate platform and download. So right now we are using this Windows. Just download it for Windows. Once you download, just double click on this exe file as like we have done right now. So what we have done, once we have downloaded this Python, I have double clicked on this. Not only this particular program, not only this particular thing, anything which you want to install it in your local machine, what you do, double click on that. Similarly, once you download this PyCharm, double click on that exe file. It will install into your local machine. Now, once it is installed, come here, search for PyCharm. I have already installed PyCharm. At the very beginning, after installation, you will see this particular window. You can see it here. So you can see this is the window which you will get at the very beginning. Once you install, only two things you need to do. Go to the official website, download that PyCharm, double click on that exe file. What you need to do, just click on install. Only these three steps. Once you install, just search for Python in this search bar, PyCharm. Once you search for this PyCharm, it will get the PyCharm highlighted here. Click on that. Once you click on that, this is the very beginning page. You will see once you install this PyCharm. So what you need to do, if you want to install or if you want to clone the project from the version control system, you can use this particular option. If you have already a project in your local, what you can do, you can just click on this particular open. So accordingly, you need to specify the path of that particular project. Right now, we have not created anything. So what I will do, I will just click on this new project. It will ask for project name. What is that project name? So I will give the name as Selenium Python D3J4. This is my code. You will not understand this. This is the name which I am just giving, or otherwise. So what you will do, you will just give any another name which you want. So this is what the batch code which I am just specifying. Likewise, you will be having some good name, Selenium with Python, Selenium WebDriver with Python, like that. This is what the name which you can give. So this is what the location. By default, when you installed PyCharm, you will have this PyCharm projects folder also created. What you will do, you will just create your projects with this particular name in this location. If you don't want to create in this particular location, what you will do, you will just create the same project in some another location. How you can select that some another location? Just click on this particular folder icon. So that it will highlight this particular window. Accordingly, you can select a specific folder where you want to keep this particular project, or you want to create this particular project. Or if you don't find any folder appropriate, what you will do, just click on this plus folder button. So you will see, it will create a folder name with some specific name which you will be giving. So I am not going to do that. So by default, I will be creating in this default location. So if it is, if you want to change the location accordingly, you can specify the name of that particular location. So what I will do, this Python version, what you have done before installation of PyCharm, you have already installed this Python. When you have installed this Python, it will automatically taken by this PyCharm. You can see it here. I have not specified where this Python is located, but by default, this PyCharm is automatically taken that Python interpreter. You can see it here. Interpreter type is project environment. So every project will be having dependencies, nothing but packages which is specific to that particular project. So in virtual environment, the short name for virtual environment is nothing but VENV. For every project which you create in PyCharm, you will see this particular folder. So in this particular folder, what we'll be having? So libraries. I can also call libraries as packages. So in Java, I can call them as dependencies in this virtual environment. Because suppose if you are having some 10 projects, 10 projects requirements will be different. By common sense, I can say if you are creating separate projects, then definitely they will be having some different requirements. For different requirements, you will be having different libraries, different packages, or different dependencies. So those packages or dependencies should be isolated from another projects. So we will specify those in the virtual environment. This will be automatically created when you create a project. So you can see it here, interpreter type is project virtual environment. So it has automatically selected that interpreter, nothing but Python interpreter. Python is a programming language, which is nothing but an interpreted language. So we'll see what is an interpreter language, what is a compiler language, we'll do going ahead. So what I will do, I will just click on this create button. Now you will see, once you create a project, see it is, you can see it here, creating virtual environment. So in virtual environment only, we used to install packages or libraries or dependencies required for this particular project. You can see this is what the project name. And inside this particular project, you have this virtual environment. So inside this virtual environment, what we'll be doing, we'll be installing the libraries or packages or dependencies required for that particular project. So I'm just coming here. Yesterday we have seen day 0, nothing but it's a demo session. From today onwards, what we'll be doing, we'll be going ahead with the classes. So right now what I'm doing, I'm just creating day 1. Just right click on the project. You can see multiple options. Just click on this new. When you mouse over to this new, you can see a directory or a package. Right now, you will not understand what is a package. First thing, to understand the package, you need to understand module. To understand module, you need to understand OOPS concepts like class and object. To understand OOPS concepts, class and object, you need to know the knowledge of functions. You are not having any knowledge on right now. I am just assuming maybe you are having, but right now as a beginner, you are not having any knowledge. I am creating a directory. So directory is nothing but a folder. You can see it here in the C drive. What you will be doing, we are just creating a folder in Windows. I can call that the same folder as directory in PyCharm. So there is no difference. You can see here, this is day one. This is what I'm just specifying. So inside day one, let me execute one simple program. So what we have done here, we have executed some code by using IDLE, by using command prompt, by using Notepad or Notepad++. What I will do, by avoiding these ways, I will execute the code, some random code, some basic code in the IDE. So IDE is nothing but PyCharm. I have installed PyCharm. So I have created a folder inside this particular project of PyCharm and just right clicking again on this particular directory. Inside this, I will create Python file. So what is the Python file? You can see it is the very basic program which we will be doing. Hello world. This is what a module. So you can see it here. So inside this day one, I am creating hello world.py. Every file, if I create with .py extension, is called as module in Python. Don't worry guys, you will not understand what is a module right now, but for now you need to understand what is a module. So when I am saying module, nothing but .py file. So you can see it here, this .py file is having some name as hello world. Hello world.py in Python with any file with .py extension is called as module. So just be clear with this. When I am saying module, it is nothing but .py file. Just for now, try to understand in this way. What I will do, I will use some statements like, print of hello world. So this is what some random statement which I am just printing. Print of hello world. So you can see it here. This is my first program in day one session. This is what I am just printing. For printing, we will use print statement. What print statement will do? Print statement will print the statements which I am passing as an argument to this particular command. You can see it here. I am just right clicking on run hello world. So how you can execute? So first, there are two ways. What you can do here, there are three ways. Let me make you understand. So in PyCharm, we will execute our code in multiple ways. So one of the way is what you will do, right click. You will right click anywhere on the module. Again, what you will do, you will just run. So you can see it here. I'm just right clicking. You can see run that particular module name. So just click on run. Now, what is the another way? So if you see here, there is an arrow symbol with green color. So just click on that. So this is another way. Click on arrow symbol, green arrow symbol. Green arrow symbol. So in PyCharm. So guys, please try to mute yourself. It will be disturbance for other people. Try to understand this. So click on this green arrow symbol in the PyCharm. You can see it here in the right topmost corner. And what is the another way? There is also one more way, nothing but terminal. You can see it here. Click on this terminal. So you can see from terminal. So when I am saying terminal, it is nothing but like your command prompt. So this is one of the very important beauty of PyCharm. You no need to open this command prompt every time. Rather, once you install this PyCharm, PyCharm has already inbuilt support. for opening this terminal, nothing but command prompt. You can see the same thing here. So if you can see here, I'm just closing this one more time. You can see that there is a terminal option. Just click on that. So it is nothing but your command prompt. Nothing but command prompt is nothing but a PowerShell. You can see the same here. So right now you are there in this particular location. You can see this is what the project where you have created inside this PyCharm projects. So this is what the location. To know the location, what you will do, you will just use this pwd. As like in Linux, in command prompt also, we will execute some of the commands like pwd, nothing but present working directory. Let me know, make that understand here. Let me note that present working directory. All these points are mentioned in the material. Don't worry. So it is nothing but present working directory. This is what the name. This means what it will do, what it will return, it will make me understand by giving the location. So this is what the location where I have placed this particular project. You can see it here, or this particular file. You can see, come here, come to this particular file manager. Come here, go ahead. So you can see it here. This is what the location. So Selenium Python B3J4. This is what the project name. So inside this project, I am having day one. So inside day one, I am having hello world. You can see the same things which you are seeing in the PyCharm in the file manager as well. So these are the three ways how you can execute the code from the PyCharm. I'm just specifying it here. You can see. So first way is right click, run hello world. You can see hello world. This is my first program. Yes, this is first way how you can execute. What is the another way? So let me close this. From IDE top right corner, you can see after this module name, you can see the green symbol here. So you can see it here. When I click on this green symbol, green button, you can see hello world. This is my first program in day one session. This is what the same thing is printing in the console. What is the another way from the terminal? What you have done here, just you can give this particular command Python. What is that module name? Hello world dot py. You can see, let me give this proper name. So you can see it here, there is no such file or directory. So what I will do inside day one, so cd day one, or what I will do, I will just specify like this. So where this hello world.py is present, inside day one, I'm just specifying this. You can see it here. I'm just clicking on enter. You can see hello world. This is my first program. Right now you are in this project root folder location. This is what the project name. Inside root folder you are having day one folder. So inside day one folder you are having this hello world.py. I have specified this particular name along with Python as a command. So you can see this is what the text which you are seeing in the module. The same text has been printed in the console by using this print statement. I hope you are clearly understanding all these concepts, and there is few more important things which I want to make you understand. So you can see comments. So what are comments? Comments are used to write descriptions. You are seeing it here. This is what the module. Inside this particular module, you have written some random statements. So this is one of the statement, and let me try to have some more statements. Like let me give x is equal to some 100, y is equal to some 200. I'm just printing this. So what this particular statement will do in the fourth line, it will just print sum of x and y. This is what the description. What this particular line do? The same line what it was doing. You are just specifying that as a comment. You can see it here. So comments are used to make or to write descriptions about application logics, to understand logics easily. So when you write like this, right now I am working on this particular project, but tomorrow you may be shifting to another project, or you may be leaving to another company. Another people will take care of this particular project. At that particular point of time, that particular person need to understand the logic what you have written. For that you need to make some descriptions. How you will make these descriptions? By using these comments. So you can see when you put hash here, it will be treated as a comment. What is the another way? What is the shortcut way? So control plus forward slash. When you specify like this, when you click control button with forward slash, automatically this particular line which you have written in the code will be commented. You can see it here. I'm just coming it here. I'm just pressing control forward slash. You can see it is made as a comment. Once a line is made as a comment, once a line is made as a comment, it will not execute during runtime. So I'm running this particular program. You can see it here. So let me comment this as well. Print of X as well as print of Y. This is what I'm just printing. So you can see I'm just commenting this as well. Control forward slash. Right click, run hello world. You can see it here. What is the value of X? 100. 100 has been printed. What is the value of Y? 200. 200 is not printed in the console because the line 5, which is print of Y, has been commented. Once you comment anything, it will be ignored during runtime. Very important point. Python will ignore comments during runtime. Very important point. So when they are ignoring nothing, but they are not executing. So I can say comments are non-executable code. They are not executing during runtime. So these are somewhat the important things which you need to know as a part of this particular comment. So let me make you understand. Even there is some more points which I want to make you understand. So if you can see here, this is what the sample program. So let me clear this. Let me create another module. So Python file is nothing but a module. So nothing but comments. This is what I'm just specifying. You can see it here. So if you can see, I'm just commenting this. Control Z. I'm specifying hash at the very beginning of this particular line, and you can also see it here. So I'm just commenting this. So if you can see, so let me, yeah, you can see it here. Let me missing quote. So what it is saying, you can see it here. Let me do one thing. Let me make it. So I'm just specifying 3 comments here. So if you can see, when I specify any statement between triple quotes, it is treated as a comment. You can see it here. Similarly, what I will do, I will just repeat, I will just place this multiple comments here. You can see, suppose this is Python program, this is first comment, or this is one comment out of multiple comments. I'm just commenting another thing. You can see it here. So this is nothing but a multi-line comment. What you are doing, you are just placing these multi-line descriptions as a part of comments inside triple double quotes. You can see it here. Or you can also place the same inside triple single quotes. So right now we are seeing triple double quotes. You can also place the comments inside triple single quotes as well. So if you can see here, let me write it here. You can see first you are just representing inside this double quotes. What I will do, I will just represent them inside triple single quotes. This is what I'm just specifying. So if you can see here inside this, I will specify Control X. You can see it here. You can see you can also specify like this. So inside triple single quotes also you can specify the comments. So these comments are nothing but multi-line comments. You are having multi-lines. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Unlike this, you can be having multiple lines. Why you are defining this multiple lines? To make some descriptions. Similarly, this is a single line comment. So likewise, you can specify the comments for description of a specific program.